We want income limits. We wanted insurance reforms and accountability to hold the insurance companies accountable. We wanted to eliminate zero premium plans and require people to pay a nominal $5 fee so that there's some skin in the game and we can root out the fraud. Over 12 million of the 24 million who benefit from the enhanced premium tax credit have never filed a claim. And so we want to make sure that these people actually, A, know they have health care, and B, the insurance companies aren't just bilking the taxpayers. The objective was to get that in the House. Unfortunately, we couldn't reach an agreement with House Republican leadership to get a vote. And so we were left with no choice but to sign that discharge and force a vote.
That was New York Congressman Mike Lawler with me on this program yesterday. The Obamacare subsidy is set to expire at midnight tonight after Congress failed to come to an agreement before the new year. Millions of Americans now facing higher health care premiums as a result. Some states are stepping in to try to close the gap on cost. Here's a map of some of those areas on your screen. Congress currently on holiday recess. The Senate's going to return Monday. They've got 3 working weeks to fund the government before another fast-approaching shutdown deadline, January 30th. Joining me now, Missouri Congressman Bob Onder. Congressman, you're on the House Doctors Caucus. I want to get your reaction to where we are in health care. You heard Congressman Lawler with me yesterday that the moves that he and some of his colleagues made was to put the onus on the Senate when they return. And it does have to be clear here, action by the Senate. Where are we, in your opinion?
Well, good morning, Cheryl. Great to be on with you. Look, remember that what we're talking about here are not Obamacare subsidies. These are the extended Obamacare subsidies passed ostensibly to fight COVID in 2021 and 2022 by Democrats without a single Republican vote. But remember, if these subsidies expire, and they should, these enhanced subsidies, Obamacare premiums will be funded 78% by the U.S. taxpayer. But the real issue here is not the 7% of Americans who get these subsidies. And in many cases, these subsidies aren't even being received by Americans. They're being received by fake enrollees. One Social Security number was used 126 times to send premium payments to insurance companies. But the entire healthcare system suffers an affordability crisis. And that's why right before break, we House Republicans passed a healthcare reform bill that would lower costs for all Americans, not just the 7% who receive these enhanced Obamacare subsidies. And moreover, it would, even for those who are on Obamacare health insurance, it would lower premiums on an average by 11% by fixing the cost share reduction part of the Obamacare system, something Democrats never did. So we're working to fix health care for all Americans, not just the small number who of fraudsters who are building.
I understand, Congressman, and the arguments that you were making and it have been pointed out repeatedly by you and your colleagues. The problem is, well, politics and the calendar. Because we had Michael Rulli on, Congressman Rulli on a couple of mornings ago. He said, look, I think we're going to land on a 2-year extension of the subsidies, a 2-year extension. He said, because of politics. Next year is a midterm year, and you've got a lot of vulnerable Republicans that are saying if we go down this road, that X, and I'm not going to list the names, I'm going to lose my seat, basically. So I think that's where this all is kind of coming into. And you've got some vulnerable Senate seats as well coming up in November.
Yeah, well, Cheryl, it's always something. 6 months ago, we were being told if we don't dramatically increase the SALT deduction, all these people would lose their seats. 4 months ago, we were told that the Medicaid reforms in the Working Families Tax Cut law would cause everyone to lose their seats. Now it's these COVID subsidies. It'll probably be 3 more things before Election Day. Look, healthcare affordability will be an issue in November 2026, as well it should be. But the question is whether we double down on a failed system or whether we truly reform the system like we Republicans did on the 17th of December, right before Christmas.
I agree with I agree with the premise of that. I just, can you do that in a fast time frame and get the entire caucus on board? I mean, that's on Speaker Johnson, but that seems to be, there's a lot of different opinions out there among you and your colleagues.
Yeah. But the discharge petition that Mr. Lawler signed was Hakeem Jeffries' petition a quote, clean 3-year extension without any of the reforms he was talking about, and one that was already rejected by the U.S. Senate. So I think these enhanced COVID subsidies are going to expire, and I think they should expire.
Okay.